UFC 308 is around the corner on our doorsteps, which is headlining Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway for the Featherweight World Championship in Abu Dhabi. This card is great, which is filled up with a lot of good fights, with a lot of ranked fighters, with a lot of good prospects, and I can't wait, me personally. And I know I haven't uploaded in like a month, but with having school, having to go like 9 hours a day, it's been a lot of work, a lot of work to do. Shout out to people like Bedtime, Guru, and Kenny. I'm pretty sure he does college, I'm not sure. But they're busy as well. But they manage it, I can't really manage it because I have after school stuff to do also. So it's hard, man. It's hard. But yeah, we're getting through it. This card is stacked from bottom to top, and we're going to go through the preliminary matches all the way to the main card. So from Rinat Fakhretdinov to Ilia Topuria. I'm not going to waste your guys' time anymore, so let's get into it. Starting off with the first fight on the prelims, we got Rinat Fakhretdinov versus Carlos Leo. It was supposed to be Rinat Fakhretdinov versus Nursultan Ruziboyev, but Ruziboyev pulled out, so he's going against Carlos Leo now. Rinat is a really good grappler with decent striking, and I was looking forward to him fighting Ruziboyev, but either way, let's move on. Rinat is pretty dangerous with 11 knockout wins and 7 submissions and only 5 decisions. Rinat beat Brian Battle, he beat Kevin Lee by submission, and those are some household names. And when we're looking at Carlos Leo, I don't really see him winning. I do think that he's a decent fighter and he can put up a decent fight, but I don't really see a path of victory for him. So I'm going to go with Rinat Fakhretdinov by decision. He could finish him also. It's really possible. He's a good finisher. But yeah, I'm comfortable with him being decision. Next up, we got Ismail Nardiev versus Bruno Silva. And I got Bruno Silva by decision. Bruno Silva is a good kickboxer and he's really tough. Like we've seen in his fight against Alex Pereira where he showed his toughness. And we look at his losses, they're not that bad. His losses are not that bad. He lost to Alex Pereira, Brendan Allen, Shara Bullet, and he lost to Chris Weidman. But he did get poked in the eye like 8 times, I think. But Nardiev, he's not good at all. He went 2-2 in the UFC and went 4-3 outside of the UFC. So he's not that good. And I can see Bruno Silva beating him by outstriking him. And Nardiev isn't elite anywhere. So I'm gonna go with Bruno Silva by decision, because that's pretty likely and it probably will happen. I don't think he'll finish him, but yeah, he'll definitely win by decision. We're on to Farid Basharat versus Victor Hugo. Farid Basharat has good striking and good wrestling. He has good trips and can mix it up really well. Victor Hugo has some good ground game because he's Brazilian. Hugo is also undefeated in the UFC and had a nice submission on the Dana White Contender Series. But I do think Farid Basharat is overall better, so I'd put Farid on my parlay. I can see him winning by knockout, submission, decision. Like, the point is, Farid Basharat is going to win. And Farid Basharat's actually really good. Like, I think he'll definitely be ranked soon. Just matters about time. Yeah, he'll be ranked, and I think he'll be in the rankings for a while. I think he can beat some ranked guys, and I think Farid Basharat overall will have a good career. We're on to the big boys in the heavyweight division with Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Chris Barnett. I got Kennedy Nzechukwu by decision. He's finished Carlos Ulberg and Ian Cutelaba. Those are some pretty good names, and he surprisingly lost to Dustin Jacoby by finish and lost to OSP, who he should have beat. Chris Barnett hasn't fought since 2022, and we're almost at 2025, so he's been really inactive. And also, he's 38 years old, while Nzechukwu is 32 years old. Chris Barnett is really entertaining. I like him a lot. I'm sure we all like him, but I wouldn't choose him to win. He's been beat by a lot of guys. So Kennedy Nzechukwu, I probably will have him in my parlay. So yeah. We're on to the middleweight division with Abus Magomedov versus Bruno Ferreira. I got Bruno by KO. Abus has some decent wrestling. He has really bad cardio, as we've seen in his fight against Sean Strickland and Caio Borralho. Bruno Ferreira is a powerhouse. He's a powerhouse with a lot of knockouts. He has a lot of power. All of Bruno's wins come by finish, mostly knockout, just like his last win where he had that brutal spinning elbow KO over Dustin Stoltzfus, I believe. Yeah, so I don't think Abus really has a chance. I mean, he has a chance. He can definitely beat Bruno. Like, we don't know really if Bruno's cardio is good because he's been finishing all these guys. But if I had to choose, I would probably say Bruno Ferreira. I think that's most safe, and I definitely will have him on my parlay. We're moving on to Mateusz Rebecki versus Miktibek Orolbai. Rebecki got battered and TKO'd by Diego Ferreira. Like, bro, oh my god, that fight was so, like, one-sided. Like, I actually felt bad. Like, I don't know what beating was worse, him or BSD. Like, god damn, like, them, oh my god, bro. Anyways, yeah, he got TKO'd by Diego Ferreira. He likes to impose his will against you in the wrestling department, but I think Orolbai is a good wrestler who is hard to keep down and can wrestle with Rebecki. He has good fight IQ and will probably beat Rebecki. Orolbai has momentum and has a lot of aura. You already know. I'm definitely putting him in my parlay. So yeah, I think Miktibek Orolbai, he's a pretty safe bet against Rebecki. I think everyone really knows he's going to beat Rebecki. And trust me, Rebecki's actually good. Rebecki's a really good fighter. He has a good amount of finishes, and he was on a win streak. Yeah, I think he's good, but Orolbai, or I should say Orolbai, is on another level. Moving on to the battle of the old heads, we got Jeff Neal versus Rafael dos Anjos. They're both coming off 2 losses. They're both tough. They're definitely both tough. Jeff Neal is hard to take down, but I can see RDA taking him down. But I think Neal could stay standing, and he has really good boxing, really crisp boxing. I think he'll outpoint him by his boxing. And I know I've said boxing 5 times in the last 3 seconds, but bear with me, bro. Also, RDA is 39 years old, so I'm going to go with the 34-year-old in Jeff Neal. I have him winning by decision, and I'm going to put him on my parlay. Moving on to the last fight on the prelims, we got Ibo Aslan versus Rafael. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Kirkuaria. Yeah, no, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm going to just call him Rafael. But yeah, so Ibo Aslan versus Rafael. I got Ibo by knockout or decision. Ibo is undefeated in the UFC, and that's more impressive than being undefeated in the regional scene. All of Ibo's wins were knockout wins, and the only person who beat him in the regional scene, he beat him right after. So I don't really know how good his cardio is because he's been getting people out quick. But we'll see Saturday night, brother. So yeah, I got Ibo. Rafael is 11-0 with 10 finishes, but like I said, I'm gonna go with Ibo Aslan, and I'll put him on my parlay. Yeah, I think I would. So yeah, Ibo Aslan by knockout or decision. We're finally on the main card, and the first fight is Shara Bullet Magomedov versus Armen Petrosyan. My bad if I didn't say that right. Like, y'all know I cannot pronounce names for my life, bruh. Y'all already know that, but it is what it is. So I got Shara by decision. This will be Shara's hardest fight. I think so. Shara's beaten Mikhail Oleksiejczuk and Bruno Silva, which are some pretty household names. And Armen has beaten Christian Leroy Duncan and Robocop, which are also some household names. Armen doesn't really wrestle much, but I think he will try to implement some wrestling. But I still have Shara. Because I think he'll outpoint him due to Armen being a primarily striker, and I think Shara is the better striker, and he's going to use his kicks a lot to get him the victory. Also Shara's one eye gives him aura. You already know that. Stop playing with me. Yeah, so I got Shara Bullet beating Armen. We're on to the most underlooked fight, I'm pretty sure, like on the main card. Lerone Murphy versus Dan Ige. I have Lerone Murphy by decision. I don't know if I'm going to put this on my parlay, because I can see it going to anyone. Lerone Murphy recently had a really good performance against Edson Barboza. Murphy is a good striker, and he kind of reminds me of Leon Edwards. He's technical on the feet with decent wrestling. Dan Ige is really aggressive and is really tough, and he won't back down whatsoever. He has some decent blitzes, and he has good defense. He needs to come out with pressure, and he probably will mix it up. I think he should mix it up, and I think that's going to be his game plan. Implement some ground and pound maybe. I think this can go either way, and I won't be surprised if Dan Ige wins, but I'm going to side with Lerone Murphy. I think he has momentum. I just think he's going to beat him. I don't really know. But yeah, Lerone Murphy by decision. Moving on to the light heavyweights, Magomed Ankalaev versus Alexander Rakic. I have Ankalaev by knockout or decision. I think this will be Magomed Ankalaev's most toughest fight so far because of Rakic's style. Ankalaev has really good boxing and probably the best boxing in the whole light heavyweight division. We know Ankalaev can mix it up with his good wrestling, and don't get me wrong, Ankalaev also has good kicks. He's a really well-rounded fighter, but if we're looking at Rakic, I think that Rakic has a really good low kick, which he's definitely going to use on Ankalaev because Ankalaev doesn't really have the best low kick defense. I think Rakic is tough, and he's actually really good. We saw how he was beating Yuri before he got caught, and he was doing well against Jan Blachowicz before he got injured, but Rakic's last one was in 2021, which was 3 years ago. He has decent wrestling, but Ankalaev's wrestling is better, and I just think Ankalaev is the best light heavyweight in the world. Ankalaev will definitely be on my parlay. So yeah, Ankalaev by knockout or decision. Trust me, it's going to happen. Ankalaev will also be Alex Pereira. I made a video about that a couple months ago. I'll probably make a new one after Ankalaev beats Rakic, so stay tuned for that. Next up, we have the co-main event, which is a 5-round fight. Robert Whittaker versus Khamzat Chimaev. I have Khamzat by submission or decision. They're both really good. Whittaker has really good striking and has pretty decent defensive wrestling. He has power in his hands, as we've seen in his last couple of fights. He can fight through adversity, like he showed against Paulo Costa. He's tough, but Khamzat has extremely good wrestling and grappling. And in his fight with Kevin Holland, by the way, Holland is he's an actual good grappler. And he was rolling with Khamzat, doing everything he was supposed to do, but he just got straight dominated by Khamzat. We saw what he did to the Leech. Khamzat actually has power in his hands also. He has power in his hands like we've seen against GM3, Ikram Aliskerov. Khamzat showed he can fight in a competitive fight with Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman. Whittaker will put up a good fight and will make it a competitive fight due to Khamzat's cardio, but I still have Khamzat. I'll definitely put Khamzat on my parlay. It'll hit for sure. And when Whittaker loses, Whittaker, he's really good. In my opinion, he beats Sean Strickland. I think Khamzat will probably fight for the belt after this if they don't give it to Strickland. Strickland probably will fight in 312, I think, which is in Australia, I'm pretty sure, against DDP. But yeah, I have Khamzat submission or decision. We're on to the main event, Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway. I have Ilia Topuria by knockout or decision. They're both great boxers, but Ilia is more defensively sounded and more technical with more knockout power and better combinations. Max uses his volume and cardio to outstrike and outwork his opponents, but Ilia has fine cardio, and if he wants, he can take Max down because he has elite grappling. Ilia has an extreme amount of confidence, while Max is low-key showing nervous energy. Now, I'm not saying Max is nervous, but every time Ilia says something to Max is always like, "We'll see Saturday night, brother. We'll see Saturday night. Keep that same energy. We'll see Saturday night, brother." And he isn't really bringing the same energy like he usually does when he was in the press conference against Brian Ortega, Volkanovski, Khabib. He's not really bringing that, "I am the heat, brother. I am the heat, brother." He's kind of just bringing that, we'll see Saturday night. I think Topuria is better than Max everywhere. And to be honest with you, Ilia Topuria is so skilled. I think he's probably the number 2 pound for pound fighter in the world. I think he could literally be over Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira, he knocks his opponents out and everyone goes crazy. But skill-wise, like, Ilia Topuria is better than Alex Pereira. He's not better than Islam Makhachev, but he's better than Pereira. And guess what? Ilia is only 27 years old. 27 years old. Ilia is so young. Ilia has a lot of momentum, but same with Max. Max is on a 3-fight win streak with 2 back-to-back knockouts over the Korean Zombie and Justin Gaethje. But Justin is reckless and he throws everything into his punches, unlike Ilia, who's probably the best boxer in the UFC alongside with Petr Yan. I have Ilia on my parlay for sure. I think Ilia gets it done by knockout or decision. This fight will be a banger. I can't wait for this to happen. And I know it's going to be all fireworks. If y'all agreed or disagreed with me, let me know in the comments. Let me know who you guys have for each fight. Let me know if y'all think I did a good job, describing each fight and breaking them down. Anyways, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below what you guys think, and I'll see y'all next time. Spaz out.